A story by Frank Discovery TV, titled The Price of a Crown, Episode 1. In the ancient African kingdom of Umudiala, a land blessed with fertile soil, tall iroko trees, and ancestral spirits that watched over the living, there reigned a mighty king named King Obiajulu Nuori. He was feared by enemies, honored by neighboring kingdoms, and loved by his people. His barns were never empty, his warriors never defeated, and his throne was carved from the oldest sacred tree in the land. Yet, despite all this greatness, the king carried a sorrow deeper than the river Idemili. He had no child. Each morning, as the palace came alive with music and praise singers, King Obiajulu felt a growing emptiness. At night, when the drums went silent, he would sit alone beside the fire, staring into the flames. Queen Amarachi, his loyal and soft-spoken wife, often found him there. "My king," she would say gently, "why do you wound your heart like this?" And he would reply with a broken voice, "When I am gone, who will sit on this throne? Will my name disappear like footprints in the rain?" Years passed. Prayers were offered, sacrifices were made, but the queen's womb remained closed. The elders whispered that perhaps the gods had turned their faces away. Driven by desperation, King Obiajulu summoned Chief Priest Okonkwo, the dreaded custodian of the shrine of Allah Nso, where no ordinary man dared to enter. For 7 days, the priest fasted, chanted, and consulted the spirits. On the 7th night, thunder rolled across the sky, though no rain fell. The next morning, the priest stood before the king, his eyes dark with knowledge. "Great king," he said slowly, "the gods have spoken. You are not destined to have a child. Your lineage was meant to end with you." The king staggered as though struck by a spear. "But," the priest continued, lowering his voice, "destiny can be forced. If you insist on having a child against the will of the gods, they will grant it, but at a terrible cost." "What cost?" the king asked, already trembling. "The child you beg for," the priest said, "will be the one who ends your life. Your blood will pay for your desire." Silence filled the shrine. Queen Amarachi burst into tears. The elders pleaded with the king to reconsider, but King Obiajulu stood up straight, pain burning in his eyes. "If my life is the price, then let it be so. A king without an heir is already a dead man." Rituals were performed, forbidden incantations were spoken, and months later, Queen Amarachi conceived. When she gave birth to a baby boy, the kingdom of Umudiala exploded with joy. Drums echoed through the hills, dancers flooded the streets, and palm wine flowed like rivers. The child was named Prince Tukwudi, meaning God exists. King Obiajulu held him up before the people with tears in his eyes. "This is my future," he proclaimed. "This is the proof that my name will live." But even as the people celebrated, the gods watched in silence. As Prince Chukwudi grew, signs of darkness followed him. As a child, he was disobedient and cruel to other children. He laughed at pain and mocked correction. By the time he became a young man, his heart had fully turned away from wisdom. At 18, Chukwudi abandoned his royal education. He joined violent gangs, drank heavily, and returned to the palace every night reeking of alcohol, dragging prostitutes behind him like trophies. The once respected palace became a place of shame. The people whispered, "This is not a prince, this is a curse." Queen Amarachi cried herself to sleep nightly. King Obiajulu tried everything: discipline, advice, tears, even kneeling before his own son. "My son," he begged one evening, holding Chukwudi's hands, "you are my joy and my pain. Do not destroy the kingdom I bled for." But Chukwudi laughed and pushed him away. "You are old, your time is past." Slowly, a dangerous thought entered his mind. Each time he looked at the throne, carved with power and authority, Desire burned in his chest. Why should I wait? Why should an old man breathe while I live like a prince without power? One night under a pale moon, Prince Chukwudi met with his gang at the edge of the forest. With fire in his eyes and poison in his voice, he spoke of the throne and of a plan. Far away in the palace, King Obiajulu lay awake, his heart heavy, unaware that the destiny he bought with his life had already begun to hunt him. To be continued in episode 2.
Thanks for watching. If you like the story, please like the video, subscribe, comment, and share.